Tresor Foundation, Berlin. One of the goals is to save the space we're working. It's an old power plant, In the last decades, I always lost the space I worked in, You build something up after 5-7 years, the landlord comes and says, fuck off, I triple the rent. And this happened to many club owners and so on. So I said, we must be safe that this space, this power plant, will stay with us because we do a well-curated program.
5 years from now, I will see myself as the club manager of my own club. I have a location in mind already.
When I come to Leipzig, it's the big challenge is to find location where we can build our club.
But the problem in Erfurt is when the students come there, don't think about settling down. From Erfurt, it's Leipzig, it's nearby and it's cooler. Everyone wants to go there.
Even with the spaces that are free and you could do clubs in them, there are a lot of problems coming to this. It's like super expensive.
People who are living there, they still want this quality. They drive to these other cities, they drive to Berlin, and if you drive every weekend to the next big city, you will just say, okay, I stay here, I don't go back.
For a lot of people in my hometown, there's not too much to do because there's no safe space where they can express.
The institutions or politicians or the city, whatever, because I think reaching out to them is always such a hard step.
I think if the leading politicians would understand that club culture can be a reason to stay in that town, to work there, to gain money, to live there, to make a family, whatever.
There are these smart, brilliant, motivated young people in almost every city that want to do something really good for their community, namely start a venue, which is a community space which enriches culture and the economy of a city, and they're willing to do this work, but they just need some more support. They need a space that they can work in, and so part of our mission is really to advocate that they get this support.
Because I know in any community there are young people who want to do something, who want to start something, but they don't have a chance. There's no school, there's no university who offers a real program training how to learn it. When I was young, I was in a difficult situation in my village and nothing was going on, nothing, And I was ready to change the world, so I tried to find a space, but it didn't work out. The people didn't like us. So I decided I leave. And then I went to this island called West Berlin. And I worked like 1 or 2 years before the wall came down with a project from Detroit called Techno. And I belonged to this group that was guilty, for bringing this music over. And I met many other people. They have left their villages. I wanted to become organized. I wanted to also to earn some money, and from that day on, after the wall was open and we found the old basement, the vault, it started a new musical epoch in Berlin. So from midnight to 8 in the morning, that normally nothing is happening. In Berlin, it's used for a very special economy and the effect of this partying. Berlin can say, look what we have,
At the Academy, we're not teaching what subculture is to our students. The students already know what subculture means to them and how it is important for their communities. So we don't need to teach them what is subculture. They're actually teaching us what it is. But as sociologists, teaching staff of the Academy, we teach them how to accomplish certain things to make subcultures happen.
So usually the people who are afraid of immigrants or whatever are most likely the ones who never met them and never really talked to them. But if we have a space where everybody can connect, to talk to each other and communicate freely in a safer environment, then maybe they will realize, it's not as bad as my neighbor told me, because I'm partying here with him together and it's really nice and we're having a good time.
I think we all started at the same moment to realize that clubs can do more than just bring you music.
And I think that's the different side I learned from working in all the different aspects, is how everyone plays their part into keeping the organism alive.
Hearing the same kind of music and connecting through the music, a little bit similar to what a church is actually for.
And that's one of these big goals, that we keep this spirit up and bring it to other people, that young people can pick it up and can learn and come to Berlin, find out, explore the nights and bring it back to cities where they come from.
Right, so we've had 45 speakers at this first semester of the academy. So our colleagues that work here, who do night management, who run the bar, run the awareness team, talk about mental health, talk about how to create more advocacy within your city to support subcultures.
What I did not expect to happen at the academy is that this flame of passion that I had for the club culture before would become even bigger. I knew this is what I was going to do my entire life, but going here and learning more about all that kind of pushed me even forward to that.
How decisions are made, how can we build hierarchies or low hierarchies, what is useful and what kind of working forces. I think that is something a lot of people that work in nightlife struggle with, if it's collectives or in clubs. And I think that was surprising in a way of how well you can be organized if you have the right tools.
I would totally recommend the academy, especially for people who want to dive more into the topic of the subculture of our loved subculture of techno, and get a better understanding how everything developed, especially here in Berlin.
Tonight is our graduation show. It's a party we throw at home, where we can benefit from all the things we learned in the academies. We did the booking, we did the decoration, we learned how to promote the event, and everybody had their little jobs, and today we're throwing a big party, big ass party.
The experience in the academy, it was just 3 months, but it felt like 5 years. We learned really a lot. It was not only quantity, but also quality.